Week 3 of the AD podcast today, and the spring teams finally have some nice weather. Let's talk all things Lebanon Warriors with AD Keith Pantling. Keith, how we doing today?
Good. It's good to be back. I know we kind of cut off there at the end, towards the end of the winter season, and then between spring break and some other things, it's been a little while. So we finished up the winter strong, and what's really exciting is we were heading into spring atop the ECC standings in terms of all sports points. So a lot to play for this spring as we try to compete for that first coveted trophy for Lebanon since joining the league. It's going to be a tough battle, though. There's a few schools that spring's kind of their strong suit. So we'll see how things shake out. But exciting times nonetheless as we're in that sprint of a season that is the spring season in high school sports.
Yeah, it's coming down to the wire. As a former spring coach for 9 years, this has been a chaotic. Seems like 2 weeks. These past 2 weeks, it's tough. You know, the spring sports, they work all winter to train and get ready, and they miss 10, 12 days because of weather. So now it's going to be a mad dash to the meetings with state to do the tournament. But hopefully this week we can get 4 or 5 games in. And why don't we start talking baseball? How's that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, just as you mentioned, though, with the weather, there's I don't know when things kind of changed, Rob, but when I was growing up, if you played a spring sport, you didn't go on spring break. That was just kind of the understanding. And now with where spring break fell this year at the beginning of the year, it was kind of like other than our baseball and softball programs and many others talking with other ADs, no one else scheduled games. So the spring season's already compact to begin with, and then to take a week off of playing lacrosse or running track or what have you, and then come back and have the 2 weeks of weather that we had. It's even more action packed as we head into the final stretch here. But you mentioned baseball. Yeah, they're playing just about every day this week. We had a Sunday game yesterday on all 3 levels. Going to start needing that to get all the games in. And like you said, you got to play when you can, and you never know what's coming up. But it's good to have a few days here to get some games in.
Yeah, traveling to Varsity's traveling to Loveland today. Traveling to Oak Hills on Tuesday, Wednesday, hosting Loveland, and then traveling to Walnut on Friday, and then LaSalle on Saturday. And the tough part when you get squeezed from bad weather in the spring sports, those non-league games that are always exciting because it's schools you never play. Unfortunately, if you're in a conference with 8 or 10 schools, those usually get bounced so you can get league games in. But hopefully those are able to stick because those were always fun to look at on the schedule to play those teams.
Absolutely. And the other thing is you want to keep your rotation as healthy as you can from a pitching standpoint for your league games. So sometimes you'll see some crazy scores in those non-league games as one team or the other may just not have the depth at pitching or something along those lines, or you need to start using it to get some guys some innings that aren't everyday starters. So yeah, it's baseball's a tricky one for sure.
Yeah, it's great. Well, best of luck to them this week. Hopefully they can get 4 or 5 in and start finding some rhythm at the plate. So let's switch over to softball. Same thing with them. Busy, looks like a very busy week. Hosting Milford tonight, and then hosting Anderson on Wednesday, and then this weekend traveling to the Wendy's Spring Classic in Ashland, Ohio. That sounds like a lot of fun. Hopefully the weather holds for that.
Yeah, coach is really proud of being a part of that event. Some really big time softball programs attend that. It's something that they kind of use as a galvanizing tool every year, that little trip to come back and make that push. Last year, this was about the time we had that we ran into a buzzsaw with Kings last week, and I think that kind of helped reinvigorate them a little bit. If you remember last year, before rattling off, I think 20 some straight to head to the state Final Four, we had dropped one to Miamisburg early in April. And then went on that big long winning streak. So hopefully that's the case, but it's a tough one today with Milford, who's typically near the top of the standings with us in the conference. So the other thing is Friday night we had our annual Friday Night Lights event, kind of got washed out there over at Armco. So that's 2 more games that may pop up on the schedule here this week or early next. So yeah, it's spring season. I couldn't tell you what their schedule is upcoming, but they're ready to play every day.
Yeah, that sounds great. Best of luck to them. Let's go talk boys lacrosse. They have Monday, they traveled to a tough Marymount tonight. Wednesday, I traveled to Walnut Hills, and Saturday travel to Bellbrook. So they're on the road this week, but they've got 3 games scheduled, and they sound like good competition to get them ready as tournament time is around the corner, believe it or not.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised. They're relatively young. Coach is excited about the growth and maturation of a lot of the younger guys that are contributing right away. I know one, for instance, is freshman Bryce Warmeyer, who's just come on strong. They kind of eased him into it the first couple games, but last week was a huge week for that program with wins at Elder, at Loveland, and then home against LaSalle. So they're on a good little rhythm going right now. As you mentioned, Marymount's another tough program, a little down this year, so they were eyeballing this one as another chance to keep things going. So we'll see how they do tonight, and certainly wish them luck. But it's been fun watching them this year.
Yeah, great. Best of luck to them. Let's go to the girls' side of the lacrosse schedule. They're having a nice season with some nice recent wins. They have 3 games also this week. They host Edgewood tonight, travel to Walnut on Thursday, and then travel to Little Miami on Saturday, and also 4-2. And I'm sure Coach is pleased with this early start.
Yeah, Coach Martin's done a great job just getting the girls, rallying, playing well together. Some sense of organization, and just it's been really fun watching them. They have the heart of their schedules kind of coming up here with a lot of teams kind of in our wheelhouse typically from a conference standpoint. So this is a big part of their schedule, and games start picking up as you mentioned. You kind of have you take that time off for spring break, and we don't play on prom Saturday, and all of a sudden, you're playing 3 times a week for 4 straight weeks. So, just a big stretch for girls lacrosse here coming up.
Back in the day when we played and coached, you had 24 days to get 27 games in, and no,
Yeah.
we didn't take off for spring break, and we
Yeah.
crossed our fingers on weather. So yeah,
It's funny. We were joking the other day at one of our AD meetings, and some of the veteran guys were like, spring season used to be you'd have baseball or softball a few days a week, and then you hosted 1 or 2 track meets, and now it's we're hosting between boys and girls 20 lacrosse double headers, and boys volleyball. We host another 12 boys volleyball double headers. So what used to be kind of, you went home when the sun went down after the baseball games, has quickly turned into a third season of a lot of hours. So
no doubt.
yeah, times have changed quite a bit for sure.
No question. Well, best of luck to girls lacrosse. Hopefully they have another successful week. Let's switch to the hard court, and I have to tell you, I think your boys tennis team have more matches in than any other school we cover, because there's a couple of schools that have only gotten 2 matches in. You guys have 7 matches in, and so congratulations to them that they've been able to play 7 matches. Let's talk boys tennis. They have, let's see, Baden on today, Loveland on Tuesday, West Claremont Wednesday, Walnut on Thursday. So a busy week. And so I'm glad they've been able to get at least 7 matches in so far. Did I lose you?
Have a sprint compared to everyone. So yeah, for them to get that number of matches in already has been great, but they're still going to have a slew to get in here in a short amount of time. We did luck out. A few of our teams in our conference used that racket club over there on the east side, and then Walnut Hills. We benefit from them having an indoor. So not all of those were outdoor tennis matches, but at least we got them in to keep things rolling and allow the kids to play a full season before the postseason. But yeah, hopefully they can bring home a couple more wins this week, and I'm looking forward to getting out and watching them at home right here at Lebanon High School in our backyard.
What a nice opportunity, though, for the boys tennis to be able to play some matches inside, just kind of get some rhythm going. That's fantastic. So hopefully they'll be able to get at least 4 matches in outside this week and get on a roll, because tournament time for them is really soon. So best of luck to them this week. Let's see. Then we got let's go inside. The one spring sport that doesn't get affected by weather is boys volleyball, and they have 3 matches this week at Northmont tonight, travel to Walnut on Tuesday, and then host Wayne on Wednesday. So best of luck to them this week. And it's look, they've played a lot of competition so far this year, and hopefully
Yeah,
things.
just the third year back for the program. They had some tremendous success as a club in the 90s. And then it kind of was non-existent here, and we were excited to bring it back 3 years ago. And what Coach Long has done, it's like night and day. We were kind of joking with Kaylin here in our office, just you know, pulling up some video clips and stuff of that first time we kind of invited 40 kids out to test the waters of the bringing back the sport at a little open gym 3 years ago, to where they are today with their enthusiasm, the parent support, the how proud they are to have be a part of the program, to walk in the gym and kind of expect to win, and the way they're performing, the skill level that they're at, the growth in the kids. It's just been awesome to see. Got their first ECC win this year, and beat some really good programs that we wouldn't have had a chance at competing with 2 years ago. So it's just been really fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the rest of this year goes and the future of the program.
Isn't it great for the administration, the athletic administration, to see the progress of a program as it gets developed, and to see the sport itself grow in Southwest Ohio? We covered it for 14 years for the OHSBVA, and just watching that sport grow, it's just been really exciting.
Yeah, and then that organization you mentioned does a great job of assisting people who want to start the program. They even help by giving $1,000 to help start up, in terms of whether it's uniforms or whatever it might be, to buy some equipment. And like I mentioned, just Coach Long and the coaches that are volunteering their time out of love for the game to get it back going. And that newness kind of wears off once you play that first year where you bring it back. But to see year 2 and 3 where we kind of didn't falter, and it's continued to grow, and the excitement around it's continued to grow, is really exciting to see. And I think it's going to continue that way here at Lebanon.
It's awesome. Awesome to hear, Keith. Awesome. Let's wrap up this week's show on sports, talking track and field, another outdoor sport that's had some difficulties with the weather, but looks like they're traveling to, let's see, they've got going to Stebbins on Wednesday, and then
Yep.
Louisville on the weekend for the Eastern Relays.
Yeah, the Eastern Relays is a big one. I actually saw Coach Simcoe, who's the boys' head coach, a couple days ago in the hallway, and I'm like, this is almost that turning point where you're like eyeballing the postseason, and they've had some rainouts and things, and some goofy weather that they've been dealing with. But all of a sudden, you turn your head, you go to this elite event, and before you know it, we're into the ECCs, and then right into the postseason. So I'm looking forward to getting to watch them the next week, as they're obviously down in Kentucky this week, but they're doing some great things. And I know the girls more so towards the top of the ECC, the boys kind of more so in the middle, both trying to vie to help us with those ECC all sports point standings and climb to wherever they can. But we have some elite level runners and throwers and different things that I'm excited to kind of see where things shake out. I know Calvin Kilgallen, who won the indoor, he won the state championship in the 800. We'll try to go back to state again this year,
Okay.
where we finished third, and hopefully we have some others in some different events that are on pace to make a push for competing at that level this year. So always fun.
Yeah, that's great. Best of luck to them as they get ready for tournament time, which ECCs are on May 8th. So that's right around the corner. I mean, it's crazy. So best of luck to them. Before we wrap up this week's show, Keith, you wanted to talk a little bit about summer camps and the upcoming ESPYs.
Yeah, so the summer camps, all of our coaches kind of run their own thing. We just like to make sure that the youth are aware that we have them going on. So we kind of create a one-stop shop. So parents, as they're planning their summer months, can kind of see when all the different sports are. That's at LebanonWarriors.com/camps. And then you'll be redirected from there with links and different things to the various sports registration pages and things along those lines. Our end of the year ESPYs, just another kind of reminder that that's on Tuesday, May 21st in the auditorium. And we'll be pushing out more and more information regarding that. We're trying to change things up a little bit, planning on a little bit of a talent show before we get the awards started.
Nice.
And so Mr. King and our Captain's Council are working hard on planning for that. It's a big night, kind of a culminating banquet, if you will, for our athletic program. So super exciting. And then lastly, Rob, if you don't mind, I'd just like to let everyone know that we are up and running at the LHS Stadium here. That was turfed starting back in October. As soon as we finished soccer season, we started that project.
Okay.
They got the turf down there. Our lacrosse teams began practicing there this past week. We are just waiting to get the light poles back up because we had to shift the field a little bit. And as soon as those are back up, we'll be excited to have our last few lacrosse games of this season hosted on our LHS property. And then the grandstand, as people drive by our Miller Road Vandegrift Stadium, they'll notice that the grandstand's gone. And they'll start putting the new one up here around May 1st so that we're ready to go for fall sports. So exciting times here. But I know people may have questions or be hearing different things around those. I just wanted to kind of clear that up and let everyone know where we're at.
Well, that's exciting. That's a project that doesn't happen every day. That's great.
No, it's been great to have the support of our Board of Education and some private contributions that allowed us to lay the groundwork to continue to hopefully add some ancillary items to these two facilities moving into the future with our legacy project, which is a fundraising branch that we're going to try to use to continue to try to compete with the best here in Southwest Ohio and across the state.
That's fantastic. And before we sign off, are you going to be involved in that talent show?
No, I will not, but I'm trying to get some teachers to do it. We're getting the kids are a little bit shy right now to sign up. So I'm hoping some teachers step up because that's always entertaining for the kids. So
that's great. Well, that'll be a blast. So anyway, have a great week. Hope the weather holds and we get a ton of games and matches in, and we'll update the fans on all the results from this week next Monday, Keith.